Hello, and welcome to USC. My name is Vanessa Gomez-Brake, and I am the Associate Dean of Religious and Spiritual Life here at USC. I look forward to welcoming you to the University Religious Center when you come to campus in August. But in the meantime, we have a great panel of current students who would love to tell you about their religious and spiritual groups on campus and how you can get involved. I'm going to ask each of them to introduce themselves, and then we'll dig into some of the details of what it's like to be involved with religious and spiritual life here at USC. So first up, Sierra.
Hello, everyone. My name is Sierra. My pronouns are she, her. I'm majoring in public relations and minoring in religion, and I am a Jewish student representing USC Hillel.
Hi, everyone. My name is Melody. My pronouns are she, her. I'm currently a sophomore studying interactive entertainment, and I'm a Christian representing the progressive Christians at USC.
Hi, everyone. My name is Megan. I am a senior majoring in global health and minoring in natural sciences, and I'm on the panel today representing the USC Caruso Catholic Center.
Hello, everyone. My name is Bryan, or culturally Islamic name Saifullah, and I go by he, him, his, and I am the current undergraduate advisor for the Muslim Student Union here at USC.
Great. Well, thank you for those introductions. I'm going to invite you, if you have a link that you would like to share about your group, to go ahead and drop that in the chat, and we'll be sure to share it on our website as well. I did fail to mention that in addition to my role as Associate Dean of Religious and Spiritual Life, I also advise a number of student groups here on campus, one of them being our Interfaith Council, which meets on Wednesday nights at the URC for vegetarian dinners and interfaith dialogue. So I invite you all to hang out at the URC on Wednesday nights for a free meal. And I also advise our Secular Student Fellowship, which meets on Monday nights at the URC. And I will be speaking a bit about those groups when we move along here as well, but just wanted you to know those other roles that I hold. So for our first question this afternoon, I wanted to pose to you first, Bryan. Can you tell us a bit about how you first found out about the Muslim Student Union at USC or other religious offerings, and whether you were engaged with them from the beginning or perhaps a friend introduced you? Tell us about how you found them and how you got involved.
Thank you, Vanessa. So I think my first beginning with the Muslim Student occurred in my freshman year welcome week. I saw the posting of, family welcome during the move-in day. So I was like, you know what, let me go check it out. I've been grown up in a Muslim environment, always, around family and friends. And so, you know what, now I'm alone. Let's see what this is about. Let's see if I can meet new people. Let's see if I can foster my faith as well. So went out, just loved the family and the friends that I saw there. It's just the first meeting, and I just felt like this is home. USC is my home, and then found my home at the URC. As you all know, this is one of our favorite places to be on campus. So I found it through my freshman year, and from then on, just always wanted to find myself, connect back with those same people, have that community. And so from there, that grew in terms of my connection with the people here in the Muslim student. Along with that, I think it also gave me a sense of growing my faith along with all that. So started freshman year and kind of grew into the organization along throughout my entire USC journey, and I feel like it's a blessing. So I'm really grateful for that.
And Sierra, we'll have you go next.
Yeah, of course. So I actually got involved with USC religious programming in high school. Like Vanessa mentioned, she talked about the Interfaith Student Council, and I joined one of the meetings when I was in my senior year of high school, and that actually made me decide to go to USC. And I was super excited and very passionate about joining religious programming and religious life at USC because of that meeting. But in terms of getting involved with USC Hillel, I saw on their website that they were offering an early move-in date through Fresh Fest, and I just could not wait to move into USC. So I figured I should just join it, and that's Fresh Fest. It's like a 2-day cabin camp experience with other Jewish students at USC. And I invite you all to join. It's like an awesome program. And my best friend ended up coming on that trip, or she was my roommate at the time and my best friend now. So I'm super grateful for that opportunity. And it was just a great way to get involved and have familiar faces on campus. But yeah.
Let's go ahead with Melody and then Megan.
Yeah, so I'm a rising sophomore, so my entire USC career has been online thus far. I actually started off at a different Christian group called Grace on Campus, and I was introduced to that group through a friend who just recently graduated from USC. And I was raised Christian, so I was already kind of looking into Christian student groups on campus, but I was kind of at a kind of transitory phase in my faith. So I was looking into other different Christian groups. And so at the online involvement fair that they held last fall, all the different religious groups had these open Zoom rooms where you could just pop in and kind of ask the leaders some questions about their group and what sort of things they do and what they believe. And Progressive Christians was one of those groups. And so I joined their Zoom room, kind of asked the leader at the time, Michael, some questions, and I ended up attending a few of their meetings. And I really liked the sort of format and style that they went with, and the openness to asking questions and having doubts, and kind of just meeting you at wherever you were in your faith and kind of guiding you through any questions you may have and any of your doubts. And so that really attracted me to the Progressive Christians group. And since then, I mean, we're pretty small still, but we're a very open and welcoming group to anyone who's sort of also at a transitory period in their faith or just has any questions about Christianity at all. And I'm super grateful that this group exists and that I was able to find it.
And one thing I will add, since Melody, you haven't been to campus yet, and but in terms of the Progressive Christian group, they are affiliated with Hope on Union, which is run by Reverend Sunny Kang. And I just wanted to raise that because for a long time, Hope on Union had owned the United University Church, which is right next to our University Religious Center. They have since in the last year moved up Hoover Street up to the Triangle near Nature's Brew and so forth. And so if ever you wanted to volunteer at that church and so forth, they're within walking distance and a great resource for anyone who wants to be involved in the community near campus. So on to you, Megan.
Yeah, so when I was just starting at USC, I knew that like my faith was something that I really wanted to be more involved in while I was in college, and I wanted to find a good Catholic community. So my sister was actually a couple years older than me at the time, and she invited me to go on like a new student retreat that we had. And so I was honestly kind of a little bit apprehensive to go because I was like, you know, kind of shy and wasn't really, I was a little bit worried about like meeting new people, but I instantly felt so welcomed by the community at the Catholic Center. And I met so many great friends. I actually met my best friend like the first day of the retreat. So it was really awesome to get to meet her then. And yeah, just being able to be introduced to a community that supports my faith and supports what I'm passionate about is really awesome to have. And yeah, we're a very welcoming community. We always love to see new faces. So I'm so glad that I got involved with the Catholic Center. It has been my second home. It's awesome. I love it so much.
Wow, so I heard a commonality because Sierra, you also met your best friend by being a roommate at Fresh Fest or some other time, right? Yeah. And then Megan, you too, just seeing how you had that close friendship now with folks you've met at the Caruso Center. And so it really does establish very meaningful relationships that you'll have even beyond USC. And since I mentioned that Hope on Union is just up on Hoover, I did want to point out that when you come to USC, you may have heard about the Rho, which is the Greek and sorority sort of fraternity row that's is that east of campus, north of campus? But what you don't know is that we do have a religious row because not only do we have the University Religious Center, but right across Hoover, we have Hillel, and right next to Hillel, we have the Caruso Center. And I guess the sad part is, right, Bryan, that our mosque is on the other corner of campus, so you actually have to trek pretty far. But from what I've heard, if you're living on dorms on that side of campus anyways, it ends up being a pretty good location if you want to visit a mosque on a regular basis. But I just wanted to point that out, that we have all of these spots within walking distance, not even far, but within a 10-minute walking distance for most of those places. So I wanted to keep that in mind. Before I move on to the next question, I did have maybe this is a quiz for all of you, but I want to ask our panelists, do you know what our school mascot was before we were the Trojans? Go ahead and yell it out if you know it.
I don't know if the Traveler was the horse or no.
Isn't the Traveler our current mascot? Like that's like the
Yeah, that's what I thought.
like incoming freshman.
So that's a good guess actually, because I know, because everyone goes for the Trojans, but then yeah, the Traveler technically is our official mascot, right? Well, long before Traveler and long before the Trojans, we were actually denominationally Christian affiliated from the start. So USC, we were known as the Fighting Methodists. Yes, that's right, the Fighting Methodists. And our first presidents of the university were all reverends of the Methodist Church. And so anyhow, we've since, moved in a different direction and so forth. But it's kind of interesting because not only does Harvard and Yale have it, but also Stanford, all of these schools tend to have a certain religious affiliation from the beginning. And just noting that it was religious institutions that wanted to educate the masses. And so it's interesting to think about where religious life is now. And you know what? I just remembered I did say I was going to talk a bit about our Interfaith Council and our Secular Student Fellowship. And so in terms of the question of, how did I find out about these and so forth? That's kind of a silly question for me because I came into this job knowing that we had a Secular Student Fellowship and that we had an Interfaith Council, but that's also the very reason I came to USC. Prior to USC, I was working at Stanford University's Office of Religious and Spiritual Life. And as great as that job was, there wasn't necessarily a space for students who didn't fit in a particular faith tradition. But I'm of the belief that we are all spiritual beings, whether we have a religious affiliation or not. And so when I got hired, they tasked me to really support our students, whether they wanted to affiliate with a church, a mosque, a synagogue, or none of those things. And we know in all of these religious groups that some people are more religious and some people are more spiritual, even when they affiliate culturally or religiously. And so I was really happy that although I left Stanford behind with that great school, I came to USC and we are much more inclusive in terms of how we bring people together at the University Religious Center and just on campus in general. So I just wanted to share that and again, emphasize that with the Interfaith Council, you can come with your religious views or your non-religious views and still feel welcomed. And then, of course, with our Secular Student Fellowship, you can engage what it means to live a good life independent of supernatural beliefs and so forth. And yes, we have everyone from atheists to Zoroastrians, Buddhists, Muslims, Jews, Christians, everyone is welcome at the University Religious Center. So next up, I think, Melody, you were going to start us off with this question. And the question for you all is, I guess, tell us a bit about your student group. What are some of your activities or highlights that you want to share from your group? And also tell us how we can get involved.
Yeah, so I'd say the biggest thing that we do is we have weekly meetings during the semester, as I'm sure most groups here do. At these weekly meetings, we either have guest speakers come speak on different topics, such as social issues or just things that we're interested in. For example, we've had speakers on LGBTQ issues in the past. We've had a speaker on Palestine in the past. When we don't have a guest speaker, we typically do a Bible study with the Reverend from Hope on Union, Sunny leading us through a kind of discussion, sort of casual study of either a passage or a specific topic that we're interested in looking at. And then besides our weekly Bible studies, we also have game nights occasionally. We When we're on campus, we do hangouts such as bowling and other things like that. And we also have very delicious snacks, including goldfish and Capri Suns, which is a big highlight of this group, or so I've heard since I haven't been on campus. But yeah, and if you want to get involved, I'd say the best way is to follow us on Instagram, where we post updates about what we're doing at each of our meetings, or email us and we can get you on the email list for our newsletter, which we send out weekly during the semester and periodically during breaks.
And on to you, Megan.
Yeah, so probably one of the biggest things that we do have is our Sunday Mass. We have several different masses on Sundays, but hopefully back when we're in person again soon, we typically have Sunday night dinners. So after the 5 p.m. Mass, we all have a community dinner. Anyone is welcome to attend, even if you don't go to Mass. It's a super great community building activity. But throughout the week, we have a number of different Bible studies that you can get involved in. We have daily Mass, we have retreats, we do tailgates before football games. We do game nights and socials. We take hikes. Yeah, we do a lot of different things. And we also have a lot of opportunities to serve the local communities through, we did a homeless ministry in the past where we would make sandwiches and, pass them out to those that we see on the street. Yeah, we have so many different events. There's always something happening at the Catholic Center. And anyone is welcome to come by. The doors are always open. It's a great place to study and get work done as well too. So that's always been a super big highlight for me too, is being able to just come there and get some of my homework done between classes. But to get involved, the best way I think would probably be to check out our website, which is catholictrojan.org, and that's where you can just register to be a part of the organization and see our upcoming events and be on our email list. You can also check out our Instagram and Facebook, and both of those are Catholic Trojan.
And on to you, Bryan.
Right, thank you. I think I forgot to mention earlier that I'm a rising senior in electrical and computer engineering. I totally forgot about that, but anyways, moving on to the question. So I think just to give our goal as a student organization is to basically provide a space and a community where Muslim students can feel that they have a home away from home coming to college, and at the same time educate Muslims and non-Muslims about our Islamic faith and really the Islam that we all grew up practicing. So that's our kind of mission statement. And then we have I guess a wide range of religious events and social gatherings, both on campus and off campus throughout the entire year. We missed out quite a bit this past year, but we're really looking forward to getting back this upcoming year. But want to start off with, we've had the blessing of having a room to fulfill our daily prayers in the University Religious Center, like Vanessa mentioned. It would be about around this area of, if you can see my screen, second floor URC 204, which has been a place where we come in and day out just to fulfill our prayers, kind of, just sit there, relax, study, or just using the URC in general has been a very welcoming and peaceful environment for us to practice our faith, but also have a place on campus where we can just relax. So I think that's been a very big benefit for a lot of Muslim students, just to have this space. And another benefit of that is for us to be able to have these rooms for some of our religious gatherings, namely the halaqah, which is a discussion led by our religious director and chaplain, who is well versed in Islamic theology and intercultural communication out of the many. So we're blessed to have him come over once a week to give us talks in the evenings, to kind of give us a little stress-free break from all the classes and everything. So chance to de-stress and also be able to learn a little bit more about Islam or the Holy Book, the Quran. He kind of parses it through. So we have that, along with some Arabic language lessons. Sometimes we have either Quranic recitation classes, just kind of for anyone to kind of just jump in and see what they want to get involved in, what they want to kind of learn more about. That's kind of like the religious aspect of it. Might be going on a lot. Sorry, this is just a lot going on. So, and then we also have socials where people can really get to connect with other community members, older students, people who are a little bit more experienced in the USC field, but also a little bit more well acquainted with the organization in general. So get to really connect with a wide range of students, and to be able to foster not just the faith aspect, but also the connection between community members. So that includes general body meetings, picnics, weekly hikes sometimes, other times just dinners, casual dinners with the organization, or But mainly a lot of our events consist of just on campus general body meetings where we're just learning more about the activities going on and also being able to connect with different members in the community. So if you guys are interested in our organization, this will be the place that you'll find yourself mostly in. And it's been a blessing. Like, I really love this place. One of my favorite places to be on campus. So University Religious Center. Yay.
Thanks, Bryan. And then on to you, Sierra.
Awesome. It's so wonderful hearing from all the different religious groups. As I mentioned before, I'm from USC Hillel, and I will be the VP of Ritual for the upcoming school year. And let's see, so favorite activities and highlights. Oh, just tell a little bit about the student group. So USC Hillel is an extremely inclusive group. Welcoming to all Jews and non-Jews and people of all different backgrounds. And I've got to say, like, my favorite religious programming with USC Hillel is Shabbat. I mean, it's open to everyone. It's such a fun experience to go to dinner every Friday with your friends. And I probably have 10 non-Jewish friends that are actively begging me to take them back to Shabbat every week. And if anything, it's a free dinner. So I highly recommend going. And I can't recommend enough signing up for Fresh Fest. If you're an upcoming student, you've had so much online experience, but nothing beats having familiar faces on campus by coming early, either to Fresh Fest or these other religious groups, whichever one you identify with more. But everything is awesome, and you can get involved in so many different ways, from either helping host Shabbats or holidays, and you can come up with your own dinner menu or anything. Or you can just attend and have a great time with your friends. And the best way to get involved, if you have Instagram, I would definitely follow us and keep updated with the Instagram stories, because we come out every week with different activities, from spa nights to free breakfast and study sessions, as well as Shabbat dinner menus and fun activities for the week. And also you can look at the website I put in the chat to check out our calendar for the school year, as well as sign up for Fresh Fest. So that's, I think, all I have to say for that question, but I'm excited to meet all of you in the fall.
Well, and it's funny how much of our lives on campus revolve around food, but it's such an important piece of a community, right? To connect over a meal, not only eating it, but sometimes making it, serving it, all of those things. And so I was reminded, like I started out, our Interfaith Council, we always have a vegetarian meal every week, typically on Wednesday nights at 7 p.m. And that's prepared by the students in our kitchen, which is right to Bryan's left side. Oh, that side. Yeah, there you go. I'm so glad you use that as your background, because all of you can know what you're walking into at the religious center. And so that's our Interfaith Council. But what I didn't mention is that our Secular Student Fellowship actually does Sunday meals every other Sunday in 108 in the Religious Center. And my husband, who is a chef, he will cook vegan meals, because a number of secular students happen to be vegan or vegetarian. And so we all eat vegan, and no one has complained yet in terms of what he's creatively brought to the table. And and I love hearing that. As we've always had it at USC, everyone is welcome to every student group, whether you're religious or affiliated with the religion or not. You are welcome to each group in order to learn more and explore more about these different traditions. Perhaps one thing I want to point out with Sierra at Hillel, is it Challah for Hunger? Is that something that's still going on? So no joke, you can not only cook challah, but you can eat challah as well as serve other people challah by being involved there. I don't know, is there anything you wanted to add in regards to that?
Yeah, actually, I just got an email that the first Shabbat, I forgot to mention, August 20th is our first Shabbat dinner, and we'll be having one, that's like before school even starts. We'll have one the following week as well. But for our first Shabbat, we'll have Challah for Hunger cooking for that Shabbat. So you can totally get involved with helping cook, or just come and try it out for yourself. So.
And then Bryan, wasn't there a thing like chai time or something going on at the Muslim prayer space, or am I making that up?
No, there was definitely going on 2 years ago or whatever last time we were on campus. Yeah, I almost forgot about that totally after this entire break. But yeah, so every Tuesdays while we have our weekly discussions, we also have some of our grad students or combined of undergrad graduates. They make little special like snacks. Like so we have like a tea time, sometimes a little bit like Arabic coffee, sometimes along with some like dates or like some kind of cultural snacks that people just want to are excited to make for that week. So if you get lucky, you'll get something that you really like. So we're open to our discussions are open to everyone to come in, learn as much as you can, ask any questions you have, and also eat as much as you want like there. So everyone's invited. We really look forward to reopening all that up back this upcoming year after we've really missed out on that. So hopefully we can get a bigger and a more efficient turnout and experience this upcoming year hopefully. So that's definitely something, and that's definitely something I'm looking for personally. So yes, come out if you guys want to.
Um, and so, okay, so we have our Jewish and our Muslim food items. But Megan, I'm curious because I've gone to some feasts at the Caruso Center, but that was as a staff member. I don't know, is there any highlight around food? You may have already mentioned it, but something you might want to share about what's going on at the Caruso Center?
Yeah, so our Sunday dinners are delicious. They're so good and they're prepared by some of the workers at the center. So that's awesome. We are, I think, on August 28th. I think that Sunday we're planning on having an In-N-Out truck for our first official community dinner. So get excited for that. Yeah, we sometimes will have different theme nights. So we'll just take food from like around the world and have that for dinner. It's such a you're so right in that food is such a community building experience. And yeah, I know Sierra mentioned Shabbat, which a lot of people I know at the Catholic Center have gone over to Hillel on Friday nights and done that. So looking forward to that. I'm hoping to do some sort of joint thing. I feel like would be really cool. Yeah, just love food, love community. Come by for the In-N-Out truck though on August 28th.
And then, so Melody, I'm going to fill in the answer for you since I know you haven't got to experience this yet. But back in the day, not only did our Presbyterians, but also our Episcopalians and other Christian denominations, they used to host late night meals at United University Church. And that's going to be coming back this school year under a different premise. It'll probably be at the University Religious Center or a site nearby. And the idea was that is just that students prepare the food and feed other students. And again, all are welcome. And I think it tended to be late night, so it would be something like 9 p.m. to midnight. And I think that was probably just because everyone's sort of hanging out from 7 to 9, and then you're still hungry, and so you end up going to United University Church. And then just because we don't have a Sikh or a Hindu representative today, I did want to mention there's this amazing food truck called Share a Meal. And it was started by some of our Sikh colleagues on campus. And you can actually be a student worker and work on this food truck. You can serve students during the weekdays. And in the evenings, they drive the truck over to Skid Row in downtown LA and feed all of those who are hungry. And so it's a really great service and really an extension of their values as a Sikh beliefs. And then what was the other one I was going to say? Actually, I think I'm confusing the two, not our Hindu students, but actually Answer Service Project hosts a really large event every spring that's meant to bring awareness to those who are hungry here in LA and all over. And so I think it's called Fastathon. So you dedicate a day to not eating and raising money and food such that others may eat. And so again, I think all of our groups are showing just how you're putting your faith into action. And this is just an example of one way that you're doing it. So we only have a few more minutes. So I think what I'll do just to close this all out is ask all of you, and perhaps I'll go first. What are you looking forward to most this school year as we come back to campus? And and especially in regards to, knowing that we have incoming students who are viewing this, perhaps share something that you think will also be of interest to them. So something I'm looking forward to most this school year, in addition to seeing all of you in real life, I think is just the vibrancy of campus, of being able to walk down Truesdale and see like 6 of my friends, and not necessarily planning on seeing them, just seeing them because everyone is walking down Truesdale Parkway. And I guess that's one and the same, because I'm just excited to see people after all this time. And Truesdale Parkway is just the site for not only involvement fair, but rallies and all sorts of gatherings. And I'm looking forward to just walking across campus again soon. So, Megan, I think I'll go to you.
Yeah, honestly, I was also thinking about walking down Truesdale and just running into people. But to bring up something else, because there's honestly so much that I'm looking forward to. I'm really excited about football. But I'm a huge USC football fan. I think the games are so much fun, and it's a great way to feel like you're part of a community and have some school spirit. So I'm really excited to be able to go to games again, and yeah, just wear my USC gear and scream the cheers as loud as I can, because it's so much fun. So I'd highly recommend going to the games if you're able to.
On to you, Bryan.
Thank you. Just to, I see Melody's really excited about what we're gonna share. He has yet to experience the vibrancy that Vanessa mentioned. So just for Melody and for everyone else, I think I can't say it any less, that the actual just seeing Truesdale be super crowded and just loving that, seeing and enjoying everybody back on campus. I think that's what I'm looking forward to, just being able to get on campus. I've purposefully stayed away from campus until like I'm gonna return fully. So just to be able to get to campus, breathe the air and be like, I'm home again. Like that's what I'm really looking forward to. And I guarantee, hopefully everybody else will also feel the same, especially our incoming students. It's a blessing that we've all been able to have, and I'm really glad to be able to experience it again. And I hope it's the same for everyone else too.
How about you, Sierra?
Yeah, I can't agree more with both what Bryan and Megan and Vanessa said so far. And I'm sure Melody as well. But I'm an incoming junior, so I've experienced online school and in person, and it makes such a difference being on campus. Like I can't even explain how excited I am for all of you new students to experience USC at its height, and everyone being on campus. It's so much fun. And just like what Bryan and Megan said, that the religious centers as well as USC just feels like home. And I'm so excited for anyone getting involved with USC Hillel, as well as just new students in general. And it's such a cozy feeling, and I can't wait to meet all of you.
All right, how about you, Melody? What are you looking forward to?
Well, now I just want to find out what Truesdale is and like where it is. It's been hyped up so much. But I think in general, me and I'm sure all the other people who have spent their entire USC careers online, as well as all the new students, are just looking forward to getting on campus for the first time, or for like the second time if they've been for like a tour, and just getting to spend like an extended period of time around campus and really get to know the space, as well as see everyone in person and not on a screen. Everyone that I've met like online, get to see what their full bodies look like, if they have knees or not, or if they're just an upper body. And just in general, I'm just really excited to meet everyone in person that I've met online, as well as meet people that I haven't gotten a chance to meet online. I'm just super excited.
Well, thank you all for sharing about your religious and spiritual student groups and affiliated institutions. I so appreciate it, and I know our incoming Trojans do too. I did want to point out that Welcome Week or the Welcome Weeks are expanded this year. Everyone's moving in August 14th, but classes don't begin until August 23rd. But check your welcome calendar and just note that there's a number of religious events that are coming up, and that you can meet some of these student groups prior to classes begin. And we will have an open house at the University Religious Center on, I believe, August 22nd. That's the Sunday right before classes. And so feel free to come through and meet the staff. And perhaps my last announcement would be that we're hiring student workers. So if you have federal work study and want to be employed at the Religious Center, send me your resume. All right, so on behalf of USC and the Office of Religious and Spiritual Life, thank you for watching and fight on.